Origin story. The history of the origin of the dwarf kitty, in whose name the world-famous commander is mentioned, is simple and uncomplicated. On a warm June day in 1995, breeder Joseph Smith in the morning newspaper read an article about the amazingly cute Munchkin cats. He was so delighted with these tiny short-legged pussies that he set himself the goal of improving the breed as much as possible. And he succeeded, despite the fact that until that time he was engaged exclusively in dogs. The appearance of the Basset Hound breed is exclusively his merit. As a second participant in the process, Smith decided to attract a breed of Persians, no less cute and fluffy than the Munchkins. The first attempts failed. The representatives of the new breed turned out to be beautiful, adopted the best features from their parents, from the Persians, a slightly flattened muzzle and soft shiny fur, from the Munchkins, miniature growth and tiny paws, but they could not boast of good health. Multiple genetic defects led to the fact that cats died at an early age, and it was both difficult and costly to obtain an absolutely healthy animal. Therefore, philinological organizations, except for TICA, initially refused to register a new breed. Smith was so upset that he gave up his job and burned all his notes. However, there were others who picked up the baton. Terry Harris, Margie Gardner and Sam Tate, full of enthusiasm, got what they wanted. The breed received another name, Minuet cat, which means small. The new breed was approved, but with a caveat: the name Napoleon can offend the national pride of the French, so it is better not to use it. Standards. These diminutive individuals, despite the apparent fragility, have a strong body, with well-developed muscles and the expression of a baby face muzzle. They are harmoniously folded and weigh very little too, maximum 3 kilograms. The size of the Minuet is like a half-year-old kitten of another breed, medium size. The external resemblance to the Persians immediately catches the eye. However, there are plenty of significant differences from the progenitor. The standard from the American TICA system is as follows. Standard. Description. Head. Round, large, slightly flattened. The chin is well defined, small, neat. The cheeks are round. There is no stop, the nose is wide and straight, due to which these cats do not have breathing problems like the Persians. Neck. Short, strong. Eyes. Large, round, widely spaced. Ears. Medium in size, set wide apart. Their tips are rounded, the auricle is abundantly pubescent from the inside. The torso. Long, wide. The back is straight. Rounded shapes. Paws. Strong and muscular, can be either short or long. Often the hair grows in tufts between the toes. Tail. Slightly longer than the body, covered with thick hair along its entire length. Wool. It can be either short or long. But always pleasant to the touch, very soft and fluffy. There are 2 types in the breed, Napoleon Ordinary and Napoleon Dwarf, Extreme. The common one weighs a little more, it has larger paws, and its overall size is somewhat larger. The Dwarf Napoleon is several times more expensive than the ordinary one. Mating is allowed with representatives of certain breeds. These are Persian, Himalayan, Munchkin and exotic short-haired cats. Until now, the breed is in its infancy. Disqualifying features include the following: crooked nose, lacrimation, 2 long legs, break the bridge of the nose. A significant drawback, for which points are thrown off at exhibitions, strongly pronounced brow ridges. Colors. Abundant variety in colors. There are no restrictions on colors and patterns in the official standards. Possible white, red shades of wool, a combination of several colors. Character and behavior. Napoleons, cats are extremely friendly. They easily belong to any family, large and small, with or without small children. The absence of any aggression makes them the best companion for babies. The Napoleon cat will allow you to wrap itself up like a baby in a diaper and put it in a stroller and dress up and doll things. He will not release his claws and will not allow himself to bite. The cat will understand the game and will be happy to turn on it, but adults will need to make sure that the games do not go too far and the animal does not suffer. The Napoleons did not adopt the negative traits of their ancestors. There is not a drop of the militancy of the Munchkins or the arrogance of the Persians in them. They love all family members tenderly and loyally, become attached to everyone, and do not tolerate separation very well. If your house is empty day and night, there are no human voices, laughter and warm hands, the Minuet will get sick from melancholy and may even die. These cats are called doctors. Many cat lovers believe that fluffy short-footed babies help the owner cope with depression and headaches, relieve fatigue and neuroses. These cats love affection and are ready to sit for hours in the arms of their beloved owner, pressing their heads against his shoulder and purring softly. This is an amazingly sensitive breed. Seals always catch when the owner is in a bad mood and longing in his soul, and they are sure to come up to support him. Napoleons are friendly towards everyone without exception, even strangers, trustingly approach the call, and this is the main danger. Cats can suffer at the hands of others, so do not let them walk alone. Napoleons easily get along with other cats, they do not pretend to be supremacy, do not like to conflict and easily find a common language even with their most gloomy and warlike brethren. The same applies to small dogs. But the Minuet is afraid of big animals. Their lack of hunting instinct makes them safe for poultry and rodents. Napoleons are smart and quick-witted, quickly grasp new things, and are easy to train. They can be easily taught some basic commands: sit, come to me, eat and the like. Care recommendations. Caring for Napoleons includes standard procedures, there are no complicated manipulations, and if you teach your baby to use a scratching post and a tray from an early age, you will have no problems with your pet at all. Will. The coat of Napoleon needs attention. Short-haired cats need to be brushed every 2 days, semi-long and long-haired cats every day. Buy a natural bristle brush, it doesn't electrify the wool, a rubber tooth mitten to improve circulation, and a sparse tooth comb removes guard hairs. Scratch your pet from head to tail with gentle, massaging movements. It is better to cut the formed mats with nail scissors. Bathing. The cat should be bathed 2 to 3 times a year using special cat shampoos. Claws. A scratching post is a necessary item in a house with a cat. If your pet is too lazy to sharpen its claws, trim them with a nail clipper once every 2 weeks. This is done at a right angle, carefully so as not to touch the large vessels of the fingers. Ears. The ears are cleaned every week by soaking a cotton swab in chamomile decoction or ear lotion. Do not bury drugs in your ears. Teeth. The teeth are brushed once a week using a silicone toothbrush and cat paste from the pet store. For cats that refuse to let their owners with brushes, there is a special gel. It is dripped into the water for drinking every day. But in this case, you will have to take the cat to the veterinary clinic once a year to remove tartar mechanically. Organization of food. Napoleons love tasty and satisfying food, so the first thing the owners should watch out for is that the animal does not overeat. The obesity tendency of cats of this breed quickly turns cats into fat cats, which stop moving and begin to suffer from concomitant diseases. Cat food must meet the following requirements. Free from parasites and their larvae, pathogenic bacteria, pesticides, hormones, GMOs and other substances harmful to the cat. Replenish the needs of the animal for the minerals and vitamins necessary for its body. The diet should contain proteins, fats, carbohydrates, fiber, macro and microelements. Of course, all this requires not only time, but also financial costs, study of cat nutrition, hygiene during cooking, and careful selection of products and ready-made feeds. Youngsters up to 3 months old are fed 6 times a day, kittens 3 to 4 months old 5 times, up to 6 months 4 times, from 6 months 2 times, like an adult cat. However, if the animal is weakened, suffers from any chronic diseases, bears or feeds offspring, the menu is revised, and the number of feedings is discussed with the veterinarian. Food and drink should be at a comfortable temperature for the cat, not hot or from the refrigerator. Water, only fresh, filtered or distilled. The bowls are washed after each meal, the water is changed 2 times a day, morning and evening. If there are several animals in the house, everyone gets their portion in a separate bowl. Diseases. If you want to keep your pet healthy, you will need to timely deworming, i.e. give tablets for worms once a quarter. Treat the cat from external parasites if it communicates with other cats and you take it for walks. Every year, vaccinate against rabies and other dangerous diseases. The most vulnerable area of this breed is the kidneys. Polycystic disease is a common problem that, in the absence of treatment, turns into renal failure. Another genetic problem is progressive retinal atrophy. It is diagnosed in kittens at 1 to 2 months and leads to complete blindness. The structure of the skull causes frequent dental problems, the appearance of tartar, gingivitis. Another dangerous ailment is hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. It is inherited from parents and is more common in older cats, causing sudden cardiac arrest and death. How many years do they live? Napoleons cannot be classified as long livers, their limit is 10 to 12 years. Pros and cons. Pros. Friendliness, intelligence, affectionate and peaceful disposition, getting along with other animals, good attitude towards children, cute childish appearance. Cons. Excessive gullibility, impudence and begging for affection. Price. This breed is still rare, so the cost of a kitten Napoleon is high, from $400 to $1,000. The smaller the animal, the more expensive it is. It is worth clarifying that such a high price is only for a pet class kitten, i.e. for the baby you plan to have exclusively as a pet. Animal breeding, for exhibitions, you will have to look well for nurseries. At the same time, you will need to consult a high-class felinologist, study all pedigree documents and medical documents, because even now there are often congenital anomalies and genetic mutations.